Hello and welcome back to Miss Decky's Corner. In addition to using technology in innovative ways and teaching others on how to use technology, my other passion is teaching reading, especially to young students. During this pandemic period, lots of teachers are forced to take their teaching online, and it's very important for us to create activities that will stimulate and motivate our students' interest. So today, I'm going to be showing you how to create an engaging activity using PowerPoint by utilizing animations. Please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Let's get into the tutorial. So here is a phonemic activity where students will have to change the beginning sound of one picture to make a new word. So I have a recording, so if I press play on this recording.
This is a picture of a dog. Dog begins with the sound D. If we change D to H, what will be the new word? Click on that picture.
Then I have the picture names in case the students may not know what the picture is. So you press the play button again and it will read the picture names for each picture.
Man, hog, cap.
So now if the student clicks on an incorrect picture, I have a sound effect. Okay, and then they're able to move on to the next slide. And it's continued that same way. So these are all of the slides that I have for this activity. Now I'm going to show you how to create one just like this. Let's get into it. So first I need to find the pictures that I want. So I'll go to Insert, then Online Pictures, and I'm going to look for the picture that I want. So in this case I will type cake, but I want pictures that have transparent background. So I will ensure to put PNG after the search that I want so that all of the images that come up will be transparent images. So I'm going to choose this picture. I'll resize the picture. When resizing, you want to make sure to only use this the side arrows here at the bottom to ensure that you maintain the aspect ratio of the picture. If you make changes like this, you will be stretching it and you kind of distort the image. Okay? Now I am going to find another picture, my other three pictures that I want. So there I have my three pictures. So for this activity, we're going to be replacing or substituting the initial sound in cake, which is k, with r to make a new word. And so the students need to click on the picture of a rake. So the next thing we want to do is to insert our audio. Now there are two ways you can do this. If you go to Insert and you click on Audio, you can choose to record audio, or If you already have audio on your computer elsewhere, you can click on audio from file. Now, I personally prefer to use an online audio recorder, and that way and save it to my drive, and I have a repertoire of audio files that I can reuse over and over. So let me show you both ways. So I'll show you first how to record right within PowerPoint. So I'll click record audio. Then I'm going to click here because I want to give the instruction for the first picture. So I'll click on the record button, and you'll notice the time starts immediately. So let me cancel that and do it over. So I'll click on record audio. Then I'm going to click on the record button. This is a picture of a cake. Cake begins with the sound k. If we change k to r, what will be the new word? Click on the picture. So there's my audio. I can play it back. This is a picture of a cake. Cake begins with the sound k. If we change k to r, what will be the new word? Click on the picture. So now I already have my instruction. I can resize this icon. Next, I'm going to record the names of these pictures, just in case your students may not know what the picture is. So I'll click record again. Horse, horse. Horse. Now you'll notice that there's a little lag in this, so I'll want to trim it. So I can go back to audio format, to playback, and I'll click on trim audio. I can play it here to see where I want trimmed. Horse. So I'm going to delete, I'll trim horse. Okay, and then I'll click on trim. And that's okay. I'm going to resize this to be a little smaller because you don't want it taking over the entire picture. And I'll do the same for the other two pictures. So I'll go to Insert, Audio, Record Audio, Tent. Again, this one needs to be trimmed, so I'm going to trim it. Tent. Another option, as I was saying, is you can use an online recorder. So I'll just go to Google and I type online recorder. And you have this one, onlinevoicerecorder.com. And you can record and edit right here. So if I click here and I'll record, rake. Play it back. And I'll record rake. I can cut this out. Play it again. Rake. Then I'll save this. And I already have, I'll save it. I set it up to save in my drive. So I click save. Then if I go back to PowerPoint, and I go to Insert, Audio. This time I'll choose Audio from File, Google Drive, and I'll just look for Rake. There it is, and I click Insert. Again, I can resize. Now that we have our audio down, we need our indicators, if it's a smiley face or a sad face, to determine whether or not your students are correct. So again, I'll go to Insert, and I'll go to Online Pictures. This time I'm going to look for smiley face. I'll choose this one. Again, I'm going to resize this. So as I need 2 of this, I'm going to resize it and put it behind. Now in this case, I'll have to make this super small because I don't want, okay. Because I'll have to make this very small because I don't want this to show. So looking at this, I may have to make a change. So I'm going to change this actually, and okay, let me resize this, and I'll put it here. Okay. I'll now have to delete, so pardon me, I'll have to redo these. This is a picture of a rake. Rake begins with the sound R. If we change R to K, what will be the new word? Click on the picture. Then I'll look for a sad face. Again, I'll resize and I'll put this here. I'll duplicate. I'll click Control D on my keyboard, or Command D if you're using a Mac. I'll resize so that it's going to hide well. It's not going to show. So now I have my pictures. I now need my sound effects. So I already have those in my drive. So I'll go back to Insert, because again, when the students click on the picture, if it's correct, they'll get a swooshing sound, and if it's incorrect, they'll get a boink. So I'll click on Audio from File, and I'll go to, I have my boink sound here. I'll duplicate this again, and I'll put this here. And then I need my swooshing sound. Okay, so it's now time to animate. First, I'm going to send the images to the back. So I'll right click and I'll click on Bring Send to Back. I'll do that for these. Next, I'm going to, because this will be in slideshow, if the students inadvertently click on the rake, I don't want it to move on to the next slide, so I'm going to link this image to this slide. So I'll right click on this and I'll click on action settings, then I'll click hyperlink to, then slide, and I'll choose the slide number. So this is slide 12, and I click OK. So now I also want this. I'll duplicate that. I'll copy that actually. And I'll paste it. I'm going to also set this to hyperlink to the next slide, so that's okay. Now it's time to animate. As you can see, this one I have to, okay. I'm going to have to resize this one a little bit more because it's speaking out a little. All right, let me try that now. Okay, good. So now it's time to animate. So I'm first going to click on this picture. I'll go up to, let me send the audio, let me set the audio first, before we animate. Let me work on the playback because I want, when it's in full screen, we don't want the sound effect to show. We don't want the play icon to show. So here we go back to playback, and I'm going to click on hide during slideshow, hide during show. So I click on that, hide during show. This one we're also going to hide during the show. And I'm also going to send these to the back, because we don't want them to be in the way. All right, good. So now we will animate our pictures. So I click on the picture, then I go up to animations. I'm selecting the exit effects now because the objective is when the student clicks on the picture, it needs to disappear so that the smiley face or the sad face will be visible. So I'll click on the exit effects and I'll choose disappear. Okay, now pay attention to the picture numbers. So this is picture 5. I also want the trigger, so I want when you click on picture 5 for it to disappear, not when you click on any part on the slide. So I'm going to click now on trigger, and I'll click on the click of, and I'll select picture 5. So it means when you click on picture 5, then it's going to disappear. And I also want to bring the sound effect to go along with that picture, with that animation. So because this is incorrect, I want this boing sound. So this is boing 0. So as you can see, the number is there. So when I drag boing 0 sound effect under picture 5, I want it to play with previous. Now if it's on click, change it to be with previous. And we'll do the same thing for this one. So I click on the picture of the tent, I go up to animate, and I click on disappear. All right, so this is now picture 9. The trigger is click on the click of picture 9, then it will disappear. And I also want, this is sound effect 2, so boink sound effect 2. I'll drag it under picture 9. And I don't want it to play on click. I want it to go with previous. And then we'll do the last one. So this is my correct picture. I'm going to animate this to disappear. So this is picture 2. So the trigger is on click of picture 2. And then we'll bring the swoosh sound effect under picture 2. And I change it from on click to with previous. All right, so let's test it now. So I go to my slideshow. And let's see, when I click on the horse, I get that it works. When I click on the tent, and when I click on the cake, it gives me the swooshing sound. And then, of course, if I click here, now this is the last slide. So if I click, nothing will happen. But if I click here, it will go to the next slide. Now, we also want to, I just want to change these, the icons here for the audio. This is the name of the pictures, okay? So I will double click on it. Then I will go click on it. And I go to audio format. And I will choose this oval. That's the shape that I want it to be in. I'll just resize it a little. I'll drag it. This is just for aesthetics. And I'll change the color from white to blue because that's the theme of my slide. And I'll do the same thing for each of the audios. So I change this shape and I also change the color. So thank you. And that's how you make an animated or an interactive activity using animations and triggers in PowerPoint. Thank you for joining me, and please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. And I'll see you in the next one. Happy creating!